Hey, hey! Long time no see, everyone. There are quite a few flowers out tonight and the sun's setting. It's looking beautiful. So I just thought we'd go for a little wander. Hey, Zoe, thanks for tuning in. Who else have we got? Welcome, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in. We've got a beautiful sunset tonight. Just thought we'd go for a little wander. If you've got any questions, throw them in the comments and I'll answer as we walk around. Hey, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's an absolutely beautiful night. Just going to flip the camera. What's the oldest cactus you have by Mrs. McLaughlin? Our oldest cacti are probably 50, 60 years old. The garden started back in 1986. We opened in 88. But some of these plants that we have here were small in pots, although old in age. So even though they've done the majority of their growing here in the garden, some of the plants we have are actually quite old. Oreo's joining us tonight. Say hi to everyone, Oreo. We had another question here. I know, it was a beautiful sunset. Any other questions, everyone? Check out the flowers. Don't know whether you can quite see it, but the moon tonight looks absolutely stunning. Mrs. McLaughlin again. Yes, we got, so most rare cactus you have. I would say the rarest cacti we have are in the next trail, and they're hybrids of Dad. So for those of you who watch our videos regularly, you'd see Dad doing videos about the plants that he's created. And so some of the rarest plants we have would absolutely be hybrids that he's created over the years. As we do have so many cacti growing here in the garden, it's really exciting. We've been able to cross-pollinate, you know, some really interesting plants and create some really interesting crosses. And yeah, I'd say that some of our rarest plants are like some of the Trichocereus that have really gnarly characteristics that other plants might not have. Dad's got some really unique plants down in his private collection, and he's been really lucky to collect plants from other collectors in Australia as well. So yeah, we have some really exciting things out in the back of house as well. Great question. Are those? Yes, they are Thelagonus in flower. Good eye. Will you be doing another astrophotography night? Yes, we do plan to do another night with those guys. They ran an absolutely awesome event. We can't wait to do another one. Does Oreo ever get prickles? Yes, he does on the odd occasion. He's pretty good at pulling bindi eyes out of his paw by now. So don't have to do too much. On the odd occasion, he might run into something that he shouldn't, but it's pretty rare. He's pretty good around the cacti these days. What's the best month to visit to see all the flowers blooming? Thanks, Jen. So the best months are October, November, and specifically late October, early November. So I think, think sort of mid-spring. That's really ideal. We used to say, think Melbourne Cup Racing Day, but I think these days a lot of people have given up on the racing, so I think it's easier just to say mid-spring. What do you guys think? What is your quickest growing cactus? Oh, surprise, surprise, we're in front of a big stand of San Pedro cacti. They're pretty well known for being very fast growers. They'll survive in most climates as well, so you can really put them in the hottest part of your garden and they'll grow extremely well. Thanks for answering. Great place to visit. Thanks so much for the questions. How do cacti deal with our ridiculous weather, flooding 1 minute, boiling hot the next? Well, that's a really good question as well, because sometimes the plants don't cope very well, and luckily we're here to help plants when they're struggling. So really good example would be this Brucei cutting that Dad took recently, and you can see some dark spots here and here. And this plant was rotting. Dad noticed it when we were out here one night, and he cut that plant and let it dry out. If he hadn't have humanly intervened, then that plant would have died. So the short answer, I guess, is we've got a really close eye on all the plants all the time, because we're out here enjoying this beautiful landscape, and when we notice things, we fix them. So without us, a lot of plants would unfortunately die. What else have we got here? Oh my gosh, I'd love to do a photo shoot there. We'd love you to do a photo shoot here. Yeah, if you want to email or message me, we can book something in. What a spot. Thanks, Cactus Vision. Love you. What cactus is used in your cider? It's the prickly pear. So I know we're starting to lose some light, but we'll go for a walk back that way. I'll show you what's fruiting at the moment. We've actually been having a discussion about whether to continue making the cider. We've all decided that we really don't like picking the cactus fruit. It's very prickly. We get covered in spines. It takes a good week or two to get them out of your skin. And I think we are officially over it. So if anybody wants to take over making the cider, we'd be happy to buy a finished product from somebody. And if not, I think cactus cider is going to come off the menu. What is your favourite cactus in the garden? Thanks, Emma. I really love the big chunky boys. So I like the ones that grow tall, fat, and have long spines. And we're coming up on Mama Passacana down this path. So I'll show you one of my absolute favourites in the garden. Cactus Vision, love you, man. So many good questions. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I'm actually not here as often these days, so it's really nice to come here and walk around at sunset and just see what's been happening out here. And the place is looking absolutely amazing. So here's a hybrid version of the prickly pear. This is an Opuntia Burbank spineless. And, you know, you can see here that there's just the occasional piece of fruit. So like that's some fruit there. But what we really like about this one is that it doesn't typically fruit very much, which means that the likelihood of this spreading is very rare, which is really good for our environment. Some people buy these as great house plants and then they take off. This one over here is the one that we usually pick the fruit to make the cider. And we'll have a look at it because there's quite a lot of fruit coming on, and you can see just the difference between that hybrid that's almost become a sterile cactus and this one that's absolutely loaded with fruit. So that's them when they're green and unripe. And this is a purple one that's ready to pick. How many Trichocereus J hybrids? Oh my God, there's so many. Too many to count. I live in Denmark. I so wish I can have a garden full of variety of cacti in my garden. Well, good luck. Dad is what I would call an eccentric collector, and he has spent many years collecting cacti to get to this point. And as you can see out here, they've been doing quite a big renovation. This is actually huge. I haven't seen this yet. So this was all full of plants just days ago. They've done a huge job in here. This is absolutely incredible. I can't believe how many plants they've removed. We'll do a full update on this very shortly. Pork nachos, thank you. I'm glad you like those, Emma. I'm not a big fan of the gin, but tried the prickly pear gin while visiting and it was delish. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. The gin we will definitely continue doing. The gin is actually a byproduct from the cider as well. So we take the the fruit skins from the pressing of the fruit, and they can make the gin from that. So it just gives it the prickly pear flavour to the botanicals that they use to make the gin. So it's really exciting. Does the whole family work here? Yes, we pretty much all do. So even when we were younger, my sister Sarah used to be quite involved in the business. She's since moved to Melbourne and runs a myotherapy business in Mount Waverley called Waverley Myotherapy. So if anybody lives in the area, go check her out. And yeah, but she helped out over the years. She created our first logo, and she's an awesome businesswoman. And I think she's continued to contribute with her knowledge and experience and skills over the years. And yeah, we wouldn't be where we are without her. But I know it more of a dream, but I can do that in my garden in India. Oh, that would be amazing. Great climate for it there as well. Well, that's us done, guys. We're losing light. It's time to go home. It's 9 o'clock here. Thanks so much again, everybody who tuned in. We've got some great events coming up soon. We've got Valentine's Day, and we're going to start doing our sunset tours. So hopefully, for those who live close by, we'll get to see you all soon. Night, everyone.